They have a loss that they don't.
You are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason.
Yeah.
Looking a little homeless today.
Well.
You usually do, but more than normal. Preston, normally the Czar of Information, was late and he's got a mouthful of spring roll, so he has been, he's just going to sit there and look pretty today. You know, he's in the guest chair. And then Stella's on the ones and zeros. And then for the first time ever on the podcast, my son, the crown prince to Lauer Road Radio. One day he will take it over. And his new wife, his first wife, his ex-girlfriend, Grace Owings, is also here.
Yeah.
So
that still weirds me out a little bit too.
yeah, it's
There's
strange.
another Owings.
I
Yeah.
just every time I see it, like it's on my phone, and if it like comes up, I'm like, and it just was like I was stuck with that name. You chose it, you know, like it made me lose respect for you. So anyway, so they're here. Grace is going to take the information czar today. She might take it and run with it. I'm not going to lie.
Man.
So, yeah.
I'm going to be on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be promoted a guest, huh?
They promoted the guest.
If you see it that way, that's fine. So you know, I know that Levi and Grace listen to the show. Is that correct?
Big rugged, Bree Gubbard.
Are
you having a stroke?
He forgot how to talk.
Begrudgingly.
What's the word?
What's that word?
He said it so bad I forget.
Begrudgingly?
Begrudgingly.
I begrudge.
Bruh.
I'm sad to say, yeah.
Yes. Levi called it his guilty pleasure. That's what he told me. And I thought, you know what? I'll take it.
You feeling okay?
I'll take it. Jason and I, we recently discovered that we are, what did we call ourselves? We called ourselves the most undiscovered podcast.
Yeah.
Like people are not listening to us by the millions.
purpose.
By the millions.
Yeah. There's so many people that have not yet discovered us. There are millions of people that are billions yet to discover us. And that's not nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a man, really smells like your food down here. So thanks for that. So we it's just a normal Thursday. Jesse is not here. He is something about his heater. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me.
He was a heater.
But well, I guess he did. Yeah. So we're going to do the show without him. Jason, how you doing?
Good. I just caught a whiff of the food, by the way.
Yeah, it is
not
strong.
good.
It is strong. What do you got? Panda Express over there?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Got spring roll and something else.
Okay.
A spring roll and something else.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
assuming it's not cat.
Duck sauce? Did you get duck sauce for the spring roll?
It's not quacking.
Okay. All right. He'll be demoted now.
Yeah.
So
We're
what do you got,
getting
Jason?
great interaction on the X.
Okay. Good.
Great interaction
what do we got?
on the X. Are one of you unofficial Lauer Road Radio?
No.
No.
For real?
I've heard about it, but no.
Okay.
Not me.
Well, I still don't know who it is.
Jesse still thinks it's you.
He's
convinced it's you.
It's not. I think at this point it's Farmer's wife.
You think so?
I think so.
No, she doesn't care
I don't
about
think
this
she
show.
would do that
I don't
kind of
think
thing.
she would do that.
She's better than us.
At first, I thought it was
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
It honestly
At first,
isn't.
But now, it's obviously.
I've done things like that in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah, this has surprised me.
No, this person uses words I don't know.
Okay. So what's the deal?
Well, there's lots of interaction on the X
Uh-huh.
and a couple questions. This is from Unofficial Lauer Road Radio. A question to each individual.
Okay.
Who would you pick to read an audiobook written about you?
Oh. Well, I mean,
I mean, the obvious is Simon Vance.
Simon Vance. Narrated by Simon Vance. That's how he sounds. You're listening to Dune by Frank Herbert. Narrated by Simon Vance.
Simon Vance is
I
great.
love Simon Vance.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite. Rest in peace, Rob Inglis would be, my choice. But in reality, myself.
Still pretentious.
Who's better to read my audiobook? I listen to audiobooks all the time.
Yeah.
And when the author can read his own, and I'm not going to say her own because I'm obviously not listening to biographies of women. When the author can listen to his own or can read his own, it's much, much preferred for me.
No, yeah.
For an autobiography. Now, sometimes I'll listen to an author read their own audiobook, and I thought, you know what? You should have gone for a professional. But Steve Martin's audiobook of his biography, he reads it himself. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld reads his. Fabulous. So,
What's the fat, white, pasty comedian that jokes about like his 7 kids or whatever?
I have no
Jason
idea.
Owings.
You got
I'm not a comedian.
3 out of the 4.
Yeah. I can't remember. What's
I don't know.
what is his name? He's like almost an
Fat-
albino. Look
Fat
it up.
white-
Zarv.
Galifianakis.
No. He's clean.
Danny McBride. Louis C.K.
It's not Louis C.K.
'Cause-
It's a guy that sounds a lot like him.
Louis Anderson.
No.
Okay.
I'm Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
When you say that guy,
Anyway,
he read
guy.
his book and I listened to it. It was
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, really?
It was really bad. And
Okay.
he's a professional comedian.
Sure.
It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones would be a great read.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I care
Is he
about
still
his
kicking?
life. Yeah, he's still with us.
Okay.
I don't know what has happened in his life that would make me want to listen to an audiobook. I mean, he's been an actor. I mean, that's not exactly exciting.
No. Him reading your story.
Oh, well, I still think I'd prefer I do.
Jim Gaffigan?
Yes.
Jim Gaffigan. Yeah.
He's an awful read.
Yeah, he's not very
Yeah.
literate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, czar of
It's
information.
okay.
Is
I'm a
battle.
professional here.
I had something, but it didn't have Jim on there, so it
okay.
wouldn't work.
Sir Christopher Lee is the answer.
Sir Christopher Lee, he's
Yeah.
good. Andy Serkis is a very good audiobook narrator. He just did The Lord of the Rings, and he's very good.
In a Gollum voice the entire time.
He did the Gollum voice as Gollum. I mean, he did all of the voices, and it was awesome. It was great.
You did a great Gollum when you were little.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I was a
you
pro.
looked like him.
Crawling around on the ground. It was pretty great.
Yeah, he was always picking up jewelry and like hoarding it.
Mine.
Yeah, he's like always asking riddles.
My precious.
Yeah, eating raw fish.
So juicy, sweet.
Yeah, choking his friends.
No, you nailed it.
So, I mean, yeah.
So another one. This is Jay. I don't know who this guy is.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming he's friends with Jesse.
Okay. A lot of people are on X.
Listen, turns out X loves Jesse.
Jesse and X are getting along.
They're getting along great. Everybody loves Jesse. Would you rather wear damp socks anytime you put on your shoes,
I don't like that.
or every time you hear your name or nickname, you pee just a little bit?
Wearing
I mean,
depends.
one of those two things is pretty regular anyway.
The damp socks.
Sure.
The question is, how many times are people actually saying your name?
And what is a little?
Is it like it's just a little dribble or
dribble?
Is it like
Dribble.
A dribble?
A
couple
dribble, I think I
drops.
could handle.
yeah,
I'm
a couple drops,
Like a capful?
a capful.
A capful?
That's a
That's
lot.
a
That's a lot. Yeah.
How much is you dribbling?
I don't know about a capful.
So like
Like
two
you know, like
drops.
the little medicine
So,
dropper.
so I can just though choose to not wear socks.
just go barefoot all the
I
time.
just go barefoot, or what about sandals? Can I just wear
Well,
sandals?
he said or sandals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
Read
that
it
part.
exactly again.
I will read it to the T.
I want it
Would you
verbatim.
rather wear damp socks anytime you put on shoes, including sandals?
Okay.
Or
That changes
every
it.
time you hear your name or your nickname, you pee your pants a little bit?
I guess probably to hear the nickname, because I would just, with all of my family and friends, I would just listen. There's this deal.
Just say hey.
I took part in a Would You Rather that I didn't know had actual consequences.
But then would hey become a nickname though?
oh, that's true.
That's a good point.
Just don't ever address them.
Here's what I've learned about movies. Anytime somebody's crying, like, and there's like this like awkward thing, and I take this in my own life, that what you can do is you can just say, hey. Have you noticed that happens a lot in movies?
Hey.
Hey. And that seems to fix a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, they make eye contact.
Hey.
I
Sometimes
tried
a
that
little
with
hand on the
Grace.
shoulder.
It does not work.
Yeah. Sure.
Sometimes a little hand on the shoulder.
Hey. that tone right there, and then like, yeah, and it just works. So yeah.
So, anyways.
All right. Any more X questions?
No, that's it.
So I have been. Well, you've been very active on YouTube lately.
Very active.
We've been posting shorts left and right, and there've been a lot of interaction. I don't typically read comments, but like, if the show gets more popular, and God willing, it does, then I guess I'm just gonna have to get used to this.
Yeah.
So I had a whole bit. It was like a good bit. It was a solid bit. It was a pretty good bit on World War I and how it was a poorly named war.
Right.
Because there's the anticipation of World War II. I was pretty proud of it.
It's pretty good.
And
Well, first of all, we're not dummies. We play dummies on the show. We know our history.
I've been watching History Channel since before it was reality TV.
Since before the Ancient Aliens.
I was watching History Channel was actually history. It's been years since they've had actual history on
that's
this.
true.
So, and I'm a reader,
Yeah.
and anyway, so I do the thing, and
Yeah.
then I saw the short. I don't know how I saw it or whatever on YouTube or whatever. I was like, ooh, me.
I got a sort of me.
So I just sat there and watched it. And I was like, what's this little thing? Oh, it's comments. Ooh, there's comments. So I clicked that. And people are getting very upset about me saying that they named it World War I. Because they're like, just like screaming, like, it wasn't called World War I. It was the Great War. Like, guys, I know it was the Great War. Like, I'm aware that it was the Great War.
First of all, you've only read half the comments because there's another half on Twitter that people are going nuts
Oh,
about.
really? Oh, really? Well, then, so people are like screaming. They're, you know what I mean? And then we also said they should have called it the War to End All Wars, which I know was what they called World War II. Like, I'm aware of that was what they did it. It was, and then all of a sudden, Ted Hunt 4802 slides in and he goes, chill and enjoy the skit. And I'm just like, thank you, Ted Hunt 4802.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Ted Hunt 4802 listens.
Well, he does now.
He's, if
It's probably you.
it could, he doesn't look like me. He's a lot tanner than I am. So, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Ted Hunter.
Ted Hunter.
So then it gets really out of control, and Doug 75-3 says, yeah, after the 1,000-year reign of Messiah Satan is loosed again, and he gathers people from the four quarters of the earth to fight the final last battle. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing here, So it became a whole religious thing, which we're not a religious podcast.
No.
We're not religious people. So I don't know. So it kind of it irked me more than it ought to have.
That's why you don't do the social media.
And that's why I don't do social media. That's why I only post on social media.
Well, when I had set up the Twitter account a long time ago, and I just never did anything with it. And 6 or 8 months ago, I picked it back up, and I had forgotten that Twitter is just a mean place.
Yeah.
People are mean.
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah.
I think Twitter's the meanest.
Yeah.
Twitter is the Detroit of social medias.
Okay.
I thought Tumblr was.
I'm not.
What's Tumblr? Let's give a city to every social media.
I like it.
Let's do it. So you want to go that Twitter or X is Detroit?
Yeah. I will say Reddit's probably. Oh man.
Well,
Something in
Reddit's
California.
Really?
Yes, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Okay. Facebook is like maybe like Florida where like old
I was
people
gonna say
retire.
Tampa.
Definitely.
And what else do we have? Instagram? That's like what?
It's like
New York.
New York? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this. Do you have any? What do you got, Jason?
I got lots of things.
Okay.
Let me pull up my list.
Let's do it. Pull up your list. Let's make it happen.
Will gas ever get below $2 ever again? Will we see gas at $1.99?
Well, it depends on if we reelect the greatest president in the last
400 years.
I'm just saying.
Since 1692.
It depends on what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm hopeful that it will be under $2 a gallon. There's no reason for it to be.
I don't think it will be.
You don't think so?
I don't think
You
so.
Think what is it now?
$2.99.
$2.99?
I So
$3.
$3.30.
Okay, well that's not so far from $2. It'll get below. It'll happen.
What's the cheapest you've ever purchased gas for?
I think probably like if you don't count like something weird where you got like a discount at Kroger.
Just you drive by and you see the sign.
I think I remember being 16 and paying 79 cents for gas once.
I paid 74 cents for gas.
Never seen that in my life.
Yeah.
74 cents was the cheapest I ever bought it.
Yeah, I feel like 79 is my record.
My 1981 Honda Civic, I could put in $8 of gas and drive all week.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome.
We're old.
Sometimes I get ideas and I just put them in these notes that we have.
Yeah.
And often they make sense, like this one. I feel like the computer at the gas pump is slower when it's cold. That makes sense to me. Does that check out?
That checks out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's slower when it's cold?
sense.
Yeah. It's like you press it and say, why is this taking so long? But my understanding, Preston, you tell me if I'm wrong, doesn't technology like the cold? Isn't like computers, don't you want to keep those like rooms cold?
You want to keep them cooler, but if it gets too cold, it can slow things down.
So I'm not making that up.
You're not making
So
I
it
think
is
the gas
slower.
is probably sludgy.
I just didn't know.
The
Maybe
gas definitely runs slower.
the gas runs slower?
I think so.
That's
in the
ridiculous.
winter,
Gas. It's gas. It doesn't.
I think it just, you're cold. It takes a
Glug,
million
glug,
years.
glug, 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 glug.
That's why you need that gas finger.
I just feel like this. Listen, and I'm smart enough to ask for 93 octane. You know, what I mean?
No, I
That's
caught
what I
that,
want.
yeah.
The good stuff.
Not Jesse's crude oil.
Crude oil.
What's he going to do with that?
Crude oil in his whatever.
He gets to sleep every night with his finger in a bucket collecting crude oil. You got to
Yeah.
get that out of the house.
No,
What's going on
is
with
no
this?
good. Maybe you could put a hose on the end of it, and it could like run out
the
of
window.
house. You know what I mean? And you're just sitting there watching TV, like, and every once in a while he's like. So I'm not making that up about
No,
the
you're
gas
not making
pump.
that up.
Okay. But then every once in a while I come across another one. Well, like here's one that makes sense. Theory, childbirth doesn't hurt. It's a huge female conspiracy. I know it. I get that. It's impossible to prove.
That is true.
I think it might be one of the greatest conspiracies of all time. Because here's what I don't know is what childbirth feels like. Here's what I do know. Okay. What I do know is what it feels like to stub your toe. Nobody likes to stub your toe. Does anybody like to stub your toe?
No.
Nobody enjoys that.
Not
it's
pleasant.
an unpleasant experience.
Unpleasant.
When I stub my toe, you're not used to not having a table in front of you.
That's
We'll let
very
it
true,
slide.
Matt.
Typically, he's very haphazard with this one. So, I don't like to stub my toe, but when I stub my toe, it's like I go, man, you know what I mean?
And then you're over it.
And then I'm over it. My
Yeah.
wife, who has birthed 3 children, God bless her, you would swear that somebody just, took like a drill straight into her brain.
Lobotomy.
You know what I mean? Like it's like screaming, like horror movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's on the ground rolling around like, and I'm like, there's not even a mark. You don't even know what to.
Yeah.
So
She's
like,
take me to the hospital.
so I'm supposed to
Stay
believe.
right there. We're not going till we see the head.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to believe that somehow if she made it through and I've seen her stub her toe,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
That's a good point.
It's an excellent point. And what female in the world is going to be like, you know what, guys? It's really
I didn't want to be the one to let this
it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Like it's not fun, but
Yeah.
so that's just my theory.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That checks out. Most of my kids were cut out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that
I love that. That's
C-section,
That's not weird at all. So, but what I don't understand is I just wrote the comment one day, maybe I'm not completely worthless. And I don't know what I mean by that.
Is this the show notes or personal notes?
Yeah, it might be just my diary. I just wrote, maybe I'm not. And here's the thing, whenever I did write that, I was like, oh, this is gold. I'm sure.
Whether it was personal or for the show.
Whatever.
Maybe I'm not worthless.
Maybe I'm not completely worthless. And I don't know. I vaguely remember writing it.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, that's probably enough. I don't need to go into it. I think I was driving when I did it, so I didn't want to go too far. So anyway.
Okay, so I went to the BMV
Why is Ohio the BMV? Everyone else is the DMV.
I don't know.
I hear BM, it's like bowel movement.
Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
And everyone else is the department. Why we got to be a bureau?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, you went to the BMV.
I went to the BMV, and I was wearing my work boots.
As you do.
As I do. I just got off work. I picked up Harrison. He bought a new car. Mm-hmm. So we're sitting there. We have to go register it. I get ticket number 153. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there waiting for my number. A guy sits down beside of me, and he looks at my shoes, and he says, "Those are pretty heavy-duty work boots." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
No. You're at the DMV.
I'm at the BMV. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just waiting my number. I'm waiting to hear that 153.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That's your response.
Yep. And he goes, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, like concrete, industrial scaffolding type of stuff." And I left it there. He's like, "Oh, sounds pretty hard." He's like, "Where is that?" I said, "It's over there."
This guy's really getting into your business.
And I'm keeping it minimal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he pauses for a second. He goes, "Look at my shoes."
He was waiting for you to ask.
He was waiting, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm a trash man.
Oh, okay.
He goes, I started picking up trash, and I got to have heavy boots for that, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He asked me about my boots so that I would ask him about his boots.
Yeah.
Those people are the worst.
Those people are the worst.
Sounds like a Jesse.
No, I think Jesse would just straight up be like, "Look at my shoes." You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't be subtle about it.
He'd be
at all.
moonwalking in front of everybody.
Check these out, bro. This drip, Like, I think that would be Jesse. I don't think he's subtle enough.
Yeah. What's your response? What's your protocol at the BMV? Do you talk?
No. Well, first of all, I send Erica. And if I have to go, she handles all the business while I sit down. I look at my phone and put my headphones in, and I wait for her to wave me, and then I'll go up and I'll sign something, and then I'll go back down and I'll sit down. And I'll just do that. Like, I wish, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's literally what happens. She handles all the business. I'm like, I don't need to do this. I like to go up. I like to make a couple jokes with the ladies. You know what I mean? Ingratiate them to me, and they're like, "Oh, he can sit down. You know what I mean? You can take care of it, honey." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Thanks." And then I go sit down and I do that. No, I don't want to make eye contact. I don't want to start conversations because then I'm going to be on the hook for something. Yeah. They might find out what I do for a living, like they did with you. Yeah. They might look at my shoes and know what I do for a living, and I don't need that.
You have to explain your semi-professional podcast.
Yes, and that's a whole thing. So they're going to ask to be a guest on the show. So no, I don't want to start a conversation. In that situation, I would probably do the same thing. So nice shoes. Yeah. Thanks. I don't know.
What do you do?
Yeah. Depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm with my kids, I'll probably start a whole conversation. And,
it's fun to embarrass them.
Yeah, I like to embarrass the kids. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you do? I'm a trash man. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? I'm a trash man. Mm-hmm. I was just joking. I'm not a trash man.
No, I thought it was so funny that you were bragging about that.
I just wear earbuds wherever I go, so nobody would talk to me.
So there is a new...
Can we just say there's a new... Remember that.
Okay.
Can we just say there ought to be earbud, like... You ever wearing earbuds in the grocery store and then you're just doing the thing and all of a sudden you realize somebody's talking to you, like right next to you? And you're like, yeah, what? Like, how do you not? And it's never important. It's always like, black beans, huh? You know what I mean? Like, it's
blueberry syrup?
Blueberry syrup, And I'm just like, yeah, what? No.
Yeah, blueberry syrup.
I don't understand why people don't get that. Like,
it's always
headphones in mean I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, it's always old people.
They just want you to take your headphones out and talk to them. That's all they want.
But
to do.
I don't think they see the headphones. So there's a new trend.
That's what it is?
Yeah, there's a new trend. Okay. Younger people are getting bigger and bigger headphones.
Oh, it's just to let people know.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every single day, Jason. Every single gosh darn day of the last 2 years, I walk Boomer every night. Yeah. I wear headphones every night.
Yeah.
I listen to whatever I listen to pretty loud, like where I can't hear anything else. I like to escape the world that I'm living in,
I would too if I was you.
The moment I walk in the door, Erica is like 3 sentences into a conversation and I'm like, and she's like,
blueberry syrup.
She's like, oh, I forgot you have She's like, oh, you have headphones in. I'm like, every single day we do this.
That's not a joke either. That happened the other day.
It happens all the time. And she's like, oh, I keep on forgetting them.
Huh? What?
So, yeah. Anyway. So what were you saying? You said
the new trend.
The new
is
trend
the big
is that.
headphones.
Yeah, the big headphones.
That's the younger people are catching on to that.
I like it. I like it.
I don't even think they have to be plugged into anything. You just walk around with big old headphones on.
Walk around with big old headphones on. Okay. All right. You got anything else?
I got lots of stuff.
Okay.
If there was a movie that you could watch again for the very first time.
Oh, this is a good question.
Okay. Very first time to watch a movie. I've got mine.
I've got mine.
Do you need time to think about this?
I mean, I think The Sixth Sense is like the big one.
That's a big one.
That was like
Spoiler.
You guys probably haven't seen The Sixth Sense. Yeah.
Probably.
But you know what the deal is.
I see dead people.
Probably like I would say an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
The M. Nights are very good.
I was thinking The Village.
The Village. Yeah, that
Village
was
is
a
good.
great surprise.
Yeah. The very first time I was a little kid, the first time I watched Planet of the Apes, that was a big one.
The Charlton Heston.
Yeah, the reveal of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah. There
you're
are a lot of movies.
You're
that
looking
are
for
like
some
that.
type of twist or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
The one movie that I was just
We know what Jad's would be. Memento.
that's stupid. Either that or Face Off.
Face Off. Yeah.
The movie that I would like to see for the very first time all over again would be The Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really impressed by that the first time, and I was mad.
Speaking of Jad, he took me to it.
I went with Buster.
We went on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, Buster and I went on a date on that one, and he's like, "Oh, The Matrix is playing. It's like 1:15, and it was 1:15." And I'm like, let's just catch a 3:00 one.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we have time. So we go in there, and we sit down. The movie had already started for the first
You hadn't even seen the rabbit on the rabbit
no,
tattoo.
I hadn't seen anything.
Yeah.
And I was so angry I missed like the first 3 minutes
That's
of
a
The
big
Matrix.
deal of that
It was a
movie.
huge deal. So anyways, I'd like to go back and watch it
I went
for
to
the very first time.
I went to the $5 movie theater with Jad in Tulsa.
Yeah.
He convinced me to go. He's like, bro, this movie's so good, And it was like the more he talked about it, the more I thought this movie's going to stink. But it was good.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Just the first one.
All right, that's a pretty good answer.
Yeah.
I would say, you say The Village?
I changed mine to Interstellar.
Interstellar's
That's
pretty
a good
good.
one.
It was good.
Good.
I
pretty
wasn't
good.
blown away.
All right. Okay.
Stella, what do you got? She doesn't have a
She
mic.
just doesn't even want to be here. Preston.
Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
If I can watch that for the first time again.
How about we talk about the mic?
Wait, stop. What if you'd seen all the other Star Warses?
Star Warses?
I don't know.
Star
the
Wa-
plural of
Wa-
Star Y.
Star.
I've seen all of them.
Talk
beyond
into the
that
microphone.
If I've seen all of them beyond that one,
This is why
sorry.
he needs a headset.
Yeah, this is weird. I mean, I guess Star Wars in general, but like Empire, if I could watch that for the first time
I know,
again.
but if you already knew that,
yeah, if I already knew, it wouldn't be cool.
because it's the reveal.
Yeah.
I am your father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like growing up, that's how I watched them. I watched the original trilogy, and then as I got
Yeah.
older, I watched the prequels.
Grace?
Yeah.
I don't know. The first thought was Planet of the Apes, but I just saw those for the first time this year.
She just saw the
original?
the new ones, the Andy
Oh.
The new
Serkis ones.
Yeah,
I
they're
like.
fine.
I cried.
Yeah.
Gideon
She
loves
cried.
those. Mm-hmm. He loves them. But have you seen the original?
We watched a little bit of it. It's weird.
It's weird.
I can't.
It's weird.
Beneath the
too
Planet of the
weird.
Apes is
Beneath the Planet of the Apes is nuts. like
wacko,
they
man.
were tripping out when they
Yeah.
made that movie.
LSD.
It's a lot of fun to watch, though.
The worst is Conquest of Planet of the Apes. They're like running through Los Angeles. They're all in riot
one of the
gear.
best is the Simpsons Planet of the Apes musical. Have you seen that episode?
Yeah.
The-
Dr.
Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Yeah, that was so good. He goes, "I hate every monkey I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee." That's a good one. That's a good
It's a
Simpsons
good-
episode.
yeah.
Okay, no, those are all good answers. Yeah, I'd go with probably Signs. Swing away, Meryl.
That's a good movie.
That
I
is
like
a
that
good
movie a
movie.
lot.
I love Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I like
I
when
like
they're running
Joaquin
around the
Phoenix.
house.
I know, and he's
I'm
cussed.
yelling angry things.
Yeah,
I am very upset.
I love Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson is
He's a
great.
good guy. Do we want to do Netflix suggestion of the week, or do we
Sure.
want to talk about other stuff? All right, let's turn on the Netflix suggestion of the week.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus, or maybe Amazon Prime, or something like that, like YouTube. We don't want to put
Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
I'm going to give a non-suggestion.
All right. Okay.
We just watched the
allowed.
first 4 or 5 episodes of Loki season 2.
Oh, okay.
God,
You watched all of season 1?
Yeah, I like season 1.
I got out on season 1 about halfway through, so I was like,
I thought season 1 was good.
okay.
I liked it.
All right.
Season 2, man,
Not so
it was
good?
rough.
Yeah, what's so rough about it?
It just is not good.
Okay.
The storyline, it's all weird.
Yeah.
The whole Marvel universe is messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done entirely with Marvel.
Okay.
So until they reboot it, and then I'm all in.
You think though? How
They
long?
will absolutely reboot.
How
it.
long though?
10
will
5
they-
years.
Huh?
5 years.
5 years?
No, it's 10. I bet they already have 5 years planned out.
See, I've read that they're doing a lot of like changing some stuff up because everybody's kind of has that superhero fatigue.
They
Yeah,
have
so-
to.
so
but what
the-
they have to do is wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
And completely reboot it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do
They
it.
have to.
They're going to try to do it with the multiverse somehow.
Well, they love the multiverse because that solves
Stupid.
every loose.
It's
and
lazy.
I don't even think you need to multiverse it. Just from scratch. Just start it.
Just give it to us straight. You know what I think they should do? So one of the greatest things on television is the 1990s Batman. It's really good.
The cartoon.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
The 1990s Batman cartoon is very good.
Yeah.
Like
Dark.
very good. One of the reasons it's so good, it's like set in like the 30s.
Oh yeah.
And all of the Marvel stuff should be set in the 30s because it gets rid of a lot of technology.
You're talking DC or Marvel?
I don't care.
Okay.
Like comic book stuff, like
Okay.
Superman, or I don't care who it is. I like it set in the 30s.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
there's
that'd be
still skyscrapers and
The Great
stuff.
Depression.
Well, that's fine. They got stuff to fight, there. Poverty.
depression?
Yeah. Depression. It's just a guy.
Homelessness?
Superman is
Hoover.
giving people hugs.
And he's fighting depression.
soup
He's like,
kitchen.
oh, he's like, sometimes I feel like a man, but not always super, So,
What was your quote to yourself? You're not completely.
maybe I'm not completely worthless.
Yeah, that's what Superman's walking around saying in the 1930s.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the thing. I want these to be period pieces.
Okay.
I think it's better than like right now, because right now they're throwing all the technology. I know everybody wants the computer, you know what I mean? That's on the wall, whatever that we do this to. I know we all want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. I think Minority Report was the first time we saw that.
I think I would like Cold War better.
Oh, Cold War.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cold
where they're
War.
fighting.
Because like the old one, the flashbacks
Yeah.
in the Marvel universe when it's to the Cold War, like those are always amazing. And Iron Man,
That's
and Captain
pretty
America.
good. That's pretty good because there's like a real threat there. Like
We're talking like what? 1960s,
60s,
70s,
60s,
right in there.
60s and 70s. Then you get
Okay.
some hippies in there every once in a while.
Did you see the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Come on.
Oh.
No, I didn't see it.
Are you serious? It's really good.
Listen, everybody says it's really good. It's a bit dark for me.
It's really good.
I understand. I believe that it's good.
You should
but
watch
it's
it.
just a bit dark for me.
It's
for
good.
me?
Yeah.
It's a little dark.
It's on my Voodoo.
I did see a funny meme was like from that movie because like it starts off and he has like an answering machine and a VCR in his like apartment.
Yeah.
And like we're supposed to believe this guy's poor in 1981 and he has a VCR like and an
$800
answering machine.
VCR.
It's like thousands of dollars of technology in those two things. So, but people don't know. So I've heard that it's good. I believe that it's good. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I'm probably not going to watch it.
You should watch it.
because I just don't want to have nightmares. You
Well,
know
it
what I
was
I'll
mean?
give you a
done-
nightlight. It'll be okay.
It was set in the 70s, so it has the same type of feel.
That I like.
Yeah. Was it 70s or maybe 80s?
I want to say it was 70s,
Yeah.
like early 70s,
Late 70s, I think maybe.
mid 70s.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It's fantastic.
But it's really,
Yeah.
really, really
Well,
good.
I feel like if you reboot it and you put it in a different, maybe it's Cold War, maybe it's World War One.
The Great War.
I don't know. For me, it's like I get rid of wars though. Like Cold
Yeah.
War era is different because there's not like because it's like it's like any one of these guys could just end any battle like himself, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that's not cool.
What about during the Civil War?
Civil War? Yeah, and they just wipe out everybody. I guess.
Batman has like some weird technology.
Yeah,
In the 18th.
Batman and yeah, I don't know.
He's like a
Yeah.
rich oil tycoon.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. He's friends with Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The Rothschilds.
I don't know.
Part of the banking.
What?
international banksters.
Sure.
Gangsters.
Yeah. Rothschild was lucky to marry so wealthy. Nobody knows what that is.
I know what that
Only
is.
you.
He's got a black horse. That would be sick.
Batman on a horse
dude.
instead of the Batmobile?
Come on. What are we talking
And
about?
That's easy money.
Does the horse have wings? Like, is it
Like
a
a
winged
Pegasus.
Is it
Yeah.
a winged
Yeah,
horse?
it's a winged horse.
Yeah.
With
Is a
the
Pegasus-
unicorn, does he have a unicorn thing?
Sure.
Is there a is that a thing?
It is definitely a thing.
A bat winged. A bat
That's a thing.
a bat winged horse? Because I feel like it's not as elegant because bat wings go like this, like really fast. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, you know what I mean? I want a Pegasus. I want it to like
Eagle.
more like
Eagle.
an eagle.
Yeah.
The eagle powers, you know? Like I don't want it to like
Those
flap
eggs were a lie,
and like
Steven.
echolocate, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know,
It's a
and
blind
Batman's getting
horse.
all dizzy. He's like, oh, jeez, you know?
I guess they're called dragon Pegasuses,
Okay.
even though they have bat wings.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's weird.
Okay.
But it's a thing.
I'll allow it. All right. My Netflix suggestions of the week is going to be something that I have not watched. It's something we talked about. It's something that I have not watched in 20 years. And it's been 25 years since I kind of watched it on the regular, maybe 30. It's Saturday Night Live.
Ah.
So I don't like care for Saturday Night Live like recently. And I can't criticize it because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But I certainly do have the feeling like I believe that that Saturday Night Live has a responsibility to make fun of all political parties,
Yes.
and they have failed,
Correct.
you know, in that
It's
responsibility.
been leaning in one direction.
It's been totally ever since forever. Well, I mean, and the truth is it has been leaning, but they did make fun of Clinton,
yeah.
you know, which they should have,
Yeah.
you know. So anyway, so I've not watched it, but Nate Bargatze, I'm a big fan of Nate Bargatze, hosted Saturday Night Live this week, and it was the Halloween episode. It was very funny. He was funny. Did you see his stand-up?
No.
You got to watch
the
the
monologue.
stand-up. The monologue was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. It was 9 minutes long. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Wasn't it funny?
It was
It
awesome.
was amazing.
Yeah, we were watching it. We watched it all together. It was the monologue. It was, I mean, we were all laughing out loud. It's legitimately very funny.
Yeah. I saw the skit where he's like George Washington.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And they said they wrote that specifically for him. They said that, so I listened to
I
it.
love it. He's like, why do nobody knows?
Nobody knows. And it was just like, they said they wrote that for him.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
He said they wrote specifically for him because he's a clean comedian.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate this. This made me like Saturday Night Live more or be more ingratiated towards it. He said that they bring him in and they're like, okay, what do you want? What are you interested in? He's like, I don't want to do anything like crude. I don't want to cuss. I don't want to do like sex things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a clean comedian and I want to be a clean comedian. Did you see I sent it to you, like the preview for it. They did a commercial for him and they said, oh, Nate Bargatze, nice guy. You know what I mean? Well, so like he's sitting there before the show, like, you know, he's sitting there like on his phone and the three of the cast members walk in. He's like, hey guys, how's it going? And they're like, man, you're just too nice. You're the star. You can do what you want. And so he's like, yeah, that's right. And so he like yells at some people and then he like throws like something on the ground and then he smashes a guitar and he gives like double bird to the thing and they like, you know, zero it out or whatever. And he said even when they did that, he's like, I don't want to flip it off. I don't want to do that. Like he's like, I'll do this. You know what I mean? If you want. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. And they said they didn't pitch him any shows. He said they didn't pitch him anything that was like, he's like, I don't want to do anything political and I don't want to do anything like, you know, like, and he said that they let him do that. Now there was a pretty funny commercial that they did where it was a Hallmark movie. You know, the Hallmark Christmas movies?
Yeah.
Except it was a Hallmark Halloween movie. And so it was like the big city girl's like back in town and it's like the guy that never left, you know, and she's like, oh, I'm from New York and I have my professional life and I don't know what to do. And he's a serial killer, you know, that he's like, and the line is like, call me old fashioned, but I like to kill people from my hometown. And she's like, I like that, you know. So that was,
I don't want to do anything crude.
Yeah.
I draw the line at serial
but
killer.
that one was pretty funny.
Yeah. That's
and the Washington thing was funny. They did a Food Network thing that was pretty funny. He did a good job. He's obviously not an actor, so he was a little stodgy. But I liked it. I liked the fact that they brought him on. I liked the fact that they didn't make him do anything he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And so my suggestion is watch the Nate Bargatze Saturday Night Live.
I've never said this on the show.
Oh, okay.
I'm upset at my wife.
Okay. You've implied it.
Oh, I've implied it many times. I've never come out and said it. I've hinted at it heavily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to come out and say it.
Okay.
I'm very upset at her.
All right.
She drops this on me 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't know if you saw it, but I added it in our family calendar. On January 8th, I'm going to Cincinnati with my sisters. I said, okay. She
Cool.
goes, we got tickets to see Nate Bargatze in Cincinnati.
That's messed up.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Like,
sorry.
am I me? No.
sorry. Yeah.
You and your sisters.
Yeah.
You're leaving me with these rugrats.
Yeah.
And you're going to Cincinnati to see Nate.
Nate. Mm.
Yeah. That's not cool.
Not cool.
Pretty brutal.
She knows I like him.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a comedy show?
No, I'm not going.
You don't like to go in public. No. I saw Brian Regan in Columbus. It's the only time I've been to a comedy show, and he was amazing.
With my neighbor?
I did go with your neighbor. That's true. I did go with your neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't think she's a fan of the show.
Does she know I'm on it?
That you're on the show? I don't know.
What,
She's your
the
neighbor.
comedy show? I'm not going to a comedy show.
No.
No, I have no
Okay.
need for that.
All
Well,
right.
like someone suggested that, like I go to Dave's show. Like when we had Dave on the show, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
you know,
Do I need to do that? You know, here's the thing: the guy that opened up. Now, Brian Regan was hilarious. The guy that opened up for
is he
him-
the puppet guy?
No. Brian, you don't know who Brian Regan is?
I don't know any of these guys.
Brian Regan is one of the greatest comedians of all time. Shut up. Brian Regan's so good. The guy that opened for him, though, like, the whole time I'm like, I'm funnier than him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even just. I am. I just am. Like, give me 30 minutes is what he had, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, something like that. Give me a year to come up with something. I'm going to come up with something way better than that. There were like 3 laughs.
Agree to disagree.
Levi, Grace, watching anything?
We don't really have Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
so we don't
We
watch
don't watch
anything,
anything.
but like Seinfeld on really low quality Netflix on her hotspot.
That's the way Seinfeld ought to be watched. Grainy.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in the 90s. It's
Yeah.
authentic, but I'm very excited for Napoleon coming out.
Yeah, we're very excited.
November
What is that?
22nd.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Speaking of Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
playing Napoleon,
Okay.
and it looks phenomenal.
It's what's his name that made
Is it
Gladiator?
a series or a movie?
It's a movie. It's
Okay.
like a 3.5 hour long movie.
Epic.
It's the guy that made Gladiator?
Scott Wilson.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
Scott.
that's what it is.
Scott Wilson. Scott Wilson.
Well,
I know
I know
Scott
2
Wilson.
Scott Wilsons.
I know one Scott Wilson. I wonder if it's the same. If we know the same one.
I know one from Dallas.
I know one from around here.
Oh, I don't know that guy.
You wouldn't like this guy.
Is that my neighbor across the
He
street?
wouldn't like you. No.
Okay.
A lot of neighbors you got.
Me and the guy across the street don't get along.
Well, currently, but you know what I mean. Things
still
can change.
hope, yeah.
Things can change. You're both nice people. You just had a bad moment. You just had one bad interchange. You know, you could be. There's an alternate universe.
I tried to apologize.
in which you're best friends.
By the way.
You know what, Jason? Sometimes you're having a bad day.
Okay.
You know,
That's why I don't talk to my other neighbor.
Yeah.
Because I don't want.
You should avoid that. You don't need to make more people mad at you.
No.
Yeah. So, Grace, do you have any suggestions for people to watch?
I like watching The Office, the extended version.
Yeah, those are fun.
I've never seen that until Levi showed them to me.
because she's never lived in a loft. She doesn't have Peacock Premium. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
yeah,
And she's a pastor's kid,
yeah.
so it's like
PKs.
poor. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. Grace, one of the first times she was like ever like around the family, and I like to do things to try to make people feel comfortable. You know, like do we do conversation starters? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're talking
I
about
know what you're
favorite
gonna say.
movies. You know, and
Yeah.
we're like, what's like your favorite movie of all time? And we're all just saying great movies. You know, like
I'll stand behind my
Matrix.
answer.
Anyway, her answer is Dolphin Tale. That was her. That was her answer.
Okay.
So she gets made fun of quite a bit around here about Dolphin Tale.
Is that the Will Smith one?
No, that was okay.
It's Shark Tale.
Shark Tale.
Yeah,
That's
that was
what I
Shark
thinking.
Tale. No,
I'm
Dolphin
sorry.
Tale is I don't know, Grace. What's the plot
I
of
probably
Dolphin Tale?
watched it when I was like 11 or 12, and it really hit me.
It's about it. It's like Shamu. It's like
Free Willy?
It's like Free Willy, but a dolphin.
Yeah, it was based on a real story.
Like because there's really dolphins out there. Like that's like a real thing.
Loosely based on a real.
No, it's a real.
It really happened.
We probably
Yes.
daily make
It was
fun
a
of her for
really,
this.
it was a
Yeah.
real dolphin that was rescued, and its tail got cut off or something, and it was rehabilitated.
So it's dolphin detail.
So that was okay.
No,
That was all right.
it wasn't.
it actually happened.
So wait a
And
minute.
I
Maybe
So,
cried.
wait a
workshop
minute.
that a little
So
bit.
that's so it's
Yeah.
so it's wait a minute. It's a movie about a dolphin
Mm-hmm.
without a tail,
So it's called.
but the
Dolphin
movie
Tale.
is called Dolphin Tale.
But I think it's TALE, not TAIL.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
it's a play on
That's a
words.
fact.
Okay, Dolphin Tale.
and that's
How-
that's different than Shark Tale.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Shark Tale.
How was the sequel?
Good. There is a dolphin
there-
tail too.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I saw the first one.
It was
Oh,
good.
Preston, what'd you think of Dolphin Tale?
Man, it was
It was
tail. It was a dolphin with
All right.
prosthetic tail.
Okay, well,
It
Grace
was
loves
sad.
that movie. So, all right.
stand behind it.
Do you think it's appropriate to? You were going to say something about Nate Bargatze, and I didn't want to.
Well,
we were talking before, and you said
No,
you had
my wife
you had
was
a
going
beef.
to a show.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So making Grace feel comfortable.
Sure.
When you had your shower over here, did you see me come in with my jean bibbed overalls?
First of all, your bridal shower is what you're talking about.
I said the shower.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know. I just
No, but my
No, not like your shower.
I'm just what it
When you were
sounded
taking
like.
a shower, did you see me in my bibbed overalls?
What it sounded like was she was taking a shower and you walked in with bibbed
No.
overalls. So I just wanted
That
to
would be
clar-
awkward.
That would be awkward. I just wanted to clarify.
Bridal shower, I'm sorry.
Her bridal shower at the church.
Yes.
You walked in with bib overalls. It was
Yeah.
the day that we were interviewing Dave Landau.
It was
You
that
were
day.
super stressed out.
Yeah.
Stella was at the bridal shower. She wasn't coming out as fast as you. She wasn't coming out as fast as you would have liked. So you walked in.
I texted her and she never
with
responded.
bib overalls, no shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you walk into.
I think I scared your mom.
Yeah, my mom did see you. She did tell me that. I did not see you though. I didn't even know you were there.
Thankfully, Erica didn't see you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She called the cops.
She's like, "Who's this?" It's a
Dan's brother is here again.
beastly man. It's like the scene from Christmas Vacation.
I didn't know it was possible to have that much hair.
So yeah,
That was a good time. Just making you feel comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
what to expect
I
around
think
family
when,
gatherings.
When Jesse told me what happened, my
Yeah.
response was, "Yeah, no, that checks out." No,
I wasn't doing it to embarrass anybody. I was
No.
trying to recover.
You were being yourself.
I was being myself.
You don't have to try to embarrass
No.
anybody.
I do that naturally.
Yeah, exactly. Is it appropriate when you see somebody at the grocery store to comment on the contents of their stuff? Like, is it-
Only if they're wearing earbuds.
I ran into
called-
one of your neighbors the other day at Kroger, and
One of my neighbors.
yeah, and they were like, "Oh, and they said something about
Yeah.
what's in the cart," because it was just awkward, because it's awkward when you run into people
Yeah.
like in public, And I just thought, you know what? I don't know if it's appropriate to comment on the contents of one's. I think it's a private thing, And I think to look in and be like, Kellogg's, or whatever, I just don't think that's appropriate. So, is that appropriate?
Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I mean, I've never done such a thing. I mean, I silently will judge somebody like,
Oh, I judge other people.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Sure. Yeah, we all judge
Right.
people. Yeah.
That's a given. But you don't have to vocalize it.
yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right. Do you feel like you see people on public wearing scrubs and you're like, I don't think you work at a doctor's office?
I just keep on thinking TLC.
What's TLC?
I don't want no
Scrubs.
scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
TLC
have to wear
song.
scrubs, and I
geez.
worked in food.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm looking at these people and I'm thinking, this is a comfort decision only.
Yeah.
Do you feel
An
like people are
expensive
wearing
comfort
scrubs for
decision.
comfort
I don't
decisions?
think scrubs are comfortable.
Are they?
I would prefer them. I used to wear jeans on Fridays, and I'm like, I'd rather just wear my scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like pajamas, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're loose, they're,
You got to get the right kind.
of course.
But yeah.
When picking out movies to watch while you sleep, there's a trick.
Yeah.
You got to pick something.
It's an art.
It's an art. You got to pick something interesting enough, but not too interesting.
Yeah. Ideally, something you really love that you've seen a million times.
Yes, you actually don't want to pick something brand new.
No.
Although if you do, it's got to be less interesting.
Yeah.
So if I want to watch a documentary about food, I should pick something like carrots versus donuts.
Yes.
Because if I watch a documentary about
You
donuts,
get all
I'm all
excited.
in.
You're like,
But if I watch a documentary about carrots, I'm less interested.
Okay.
Just enough to where I get sleepy.
Sure.
Do you have this?
Yeah. What's your go-to sleeping movie that you're like, I want to fall asleep and I'm going to turn this on?
Yeah, we often do Star Wars Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Do you
I've
do
seen
that?
it.
Do you have a sleeping movie?
No, I have a sleeping show.
What's
Put on
that?
Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
'Cause I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I can't sleep through Lord of the Rings.
Extended?
Extended edition, I just turn it way down because there's loud parts and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
keep it really quiet.
Can I
Yeah,
just
it
say,
just makes
I
me
had
happy.
a TV one time that had a setting on there that leveled all the noise.
Yeah.
Explosions and whispers were the same volume.
Apple TV does that. Like if you
It's
get
fantastic.
If you get an Apple TV, it'll do it for you.
Yeah. We need more of that.
Yeah.
That needs to be an option everywhere.
Agreed. That's a show.
That's a show.
Was it everything you guys hoped it could be?
I'm done.
I
That's
know.
all. This is-
That's what I've noticed is when people who like the show or listen to the show or whatever, once they've come on, it's like
They see how the sausage is made.
nobody wants to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was fun.
Well, you're invited back.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're invited back. So
Not this guy.
yeah.
maybe how about this week we all watch Dolphin Tale, and next
Please.
week we'll break it down.
How can we find this?
What is it? What's the streaming service that Dolphin Tale is on?
It's probably on YouTube.
She's like pretending to look it up like she doesn't
It's
know.
like she knows. Oh, it's Netflix. It's Hulu.
I don't know if anywhere. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
If we only had an information czar.
I just assumed she had the
Oh.
DVD.
It says it's on Prime.
Amazon Prime. That
Yeah.
checks
Okay.
out. It feels like Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It does.
All right. This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, boo, sit. Good dog.
I have spoken. It's kind of too
I mean, I'm not Jesse, but good night, Lauer Patch
Good night,
Kids.
Lauer Patch Kids.
especially
Especially.
Especially Jesse.
Jesse.
Especially Jesse.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh.
And like the show or whatever.